I think this is working. It better, because this is the 5th time I've tried to stream this, and every time I've missed something and YouTube isn't working and all that kind of good stuff. The first time I tried to stream it as a private video, that doesn't work because none of y'all can see it. Anyways, I think we're actually here now. What's up? I'm hoping we're all here. I am waiting right now to see people either comment. Yes, Will's here. Thank you. We're live. We're here. Awesome. What's up, Will? Anyways, we are reviewing Feelthere-Wilco, finally just released, their Embraer E175 for Prepared V4, and we're gonna check it out. So, while we check it out here, we're gonna do a flight. We are flying from Washington D.C. down to Raleigh as Brickyard 40. What are we? Brickyard 40. 4538 down there. So let's go ahead and flip over to the sim. We're going to take a quick look at the aircraft and then get this thing ready to go. Ah, yes, the sim. Here we are. Let's bring this up for you guys here. And this will be nice enough for all of you. You can just listen to that awful fuel pump noise that Feelthere has and Wilco have in all their aircraft. So unfortunately, we do have to hear that, but there's an easy way to take it out. But we're going to look at this plane. The first things first, right off the bat, yeah, this is pretty much a straight-up port over from the FSX one. There's literally nothing different. Believe it or not, this livery doesn't even come with the aircraft. This livery is for FSX, and you can tell it's a model port over because it just works. So, pretty much, this is a port over from FSX. But we're going to still take a look at it for you guys and let you guys take a look at the plane and wonder if you want to buy it. It's 20 bucks. I mean, it's really... Don't expect a PMDG level aircraft here. If you're paying 20 bucks, you're not going to get a PMDG level aircraft. But I do believe the actual systems of this aircraft are good enough that it'll make it not so bad. So we can check out the outside here. It's you know, the 175. It doesn't have spatula winglets or anything like that. It's just the E175. With the regular winglets, right now they only have the 175 and 195. I don't know if they are going to put out, you know, a new model of the 170 and 190. Really not quite sure, but oops. But yes, this is the Wilco E175. Textures, you know, that's FSX right there. You know, so yeah, pretty much everything on this aircraft is straight up FSX. There's really nothing all that different, but like I said, for $20, it is what it is, and it's a nice rendition of the 175 systems-wise. You know, in the flight deck, it may not be the most beautiful thing, but I enjoy flying planes. I enjoy accepting the plane for what it actually is, versus, you know, just, oh, well, it sucks. Okay, well, you know, I'm actually going to attempt to enjoy the aircraft. So that's what we're doing today. We're flying down to Raleigh in this plane. So yeah, that's the outside. The inside, here it is, in all of its glory. Nothing much to it. So, what we can do, we can jump in the FMS here and actually put together the rest of our routing. I don't know what air rack I have installed. It may actually be the most up-to-date one. I'm really not 100% sure. I am putting in Raleigh into my EFB here because I got to check what the weather's like right now in Raleigh. I actually have no clue. We're off of, I think, runway 1 in DCA. That's what I put in. That's what it had me filed as. I'm expecting 5 left in Raleigh. And off of DCA, we can expect runway 1. So we'll expect the ILS 5 left. I actually have to look at my flight plan here. Figure out where we're going. We're on the Aladdin 1, so we're going to be in the ILS 5 left, Aladdin 1. And the dog's barking, so y'all can hear that in the background, which is lovely. We're supposed to take this off of SBV, but I have a feeling, if I look at the chart here, that that is, let's take a look here. I'm pretty sure South Boston is like halfway through the approach. It is. See the arrival, Aladdin, we can insert that, and it should now, if we step through this, it should just SBV, there we go, right on through. So we're good to go there. Our flight plan is in. We can go through here. I'm happy with all these speeds. I really don't need anything else from them here. Let's see here. So I got to remember how to do this now, because it's actually been a while. Fuel reserve, I don't know, we'll just put in 5,000 pounds. We're taking 12,000 pounds of fuel, so we should be good there. We're going to have no step increment. Our transition altitude's 18,000 feet. Initial cruise altitude is going to be 24,000 feet. I'm not going to put in nice deviation or any of that stuff. I really don't care. The gross weight right now for this aircraft is 75.3. Is that going to take it? I guess not. Oh, it's going to take a zero fuel weight. Should be 63.3. You going to take that? You will. 75.3. Confirming it. Departure. Nope, that's not what I want at all. Bear with me. It's been a quick minute since I've flown the E175. And yes, Jason, this is Washington DCA. Strzyzicki design DCA. And per usual, I usually run AI traffic. I'm not right now because I'm trying to do, because this is a product review and I want to review the product. I want to see how it is. I don't want AI traffic ruining frames and potentially ruining the product per se. So I'm not running AI traffic right now. I just turned it all the way off and we can fly around with no planes and get millions of frames. So takeoff, runway 1. I'm happy with that. The current wind right now in DCA, I'm pretty sure was like 320 at something. 320 at 10. So I'm happy with that. Next, headwind. Yep, that's good. Takeoff. So I'm pretty sure this is one of the planes we have to put in V-speeds for. I thought maybe they would kind of come in on their own, but I don't think they do. Which could be a slight issue. I'm going to keep stepping through this, though, and hoping that maybe, just maybe, everything will kind of come on in here. I doubt it will. So I'm going to have to do V-speeds, and I have zero idea of what my V-speed could possibly be. I'm going to attempt to keep you guys entertained while I go into this thing here and try and see if I can find some sort of takeoff datas. There's got to be something in here. There's got to be some sort of V-speeds area. There's got to be something in here that I can actually just straight up look for V-speeds for this aircraft. Because apparently the FMS does not give it to you. So this is what I have. Okay, OBS crashed. So we should be back. Oh my god. Could this possibly get any worse? I guess it couldn't. I mean, I guess it could be much worse. It could be much worse. We're back. OBS is back. Apparently, it broke itself. So we are 73, 9, 29, 38, 42. 29, 138. 142. VFS is going to be 192. There we go. Okay, one would imagine I think I'm done. I think we're done here. From what I can tell, is our stream still going here? Let's take a look. Yeah, so we're back. Stream died. Don't know why that happened, but it did. OBS straight up crashed, so that was actually really nice. I really enjoyed that. So, we're done here on the FMS. We can pretty much get ready to go. It's been a hot minute since I've flown this aircraft, so bear with me because this is probably going to be ugly. It's probably going to be very ugly. So we can call GSX over. We can. That can go on. The beacon light can go on. Overhead panel is, you know, meh, but it is what it is. Okay, I think we're ready to go. We can call GSX. Prepare for pushback and departure. We're just going to do a straight pushback, no engine start. What's up, Kyler? Nice to see you, sir. Oh, look at these charts. Check that out. Whew. Is that Huntsville? Wow. You want to talk about things taking, you know, a picture of a potato. There it is. Oh, and the door's open. Not the doors. The window's open. Look at that. Solid 5 FPS. Looks like PMDG over there. Solid 5 FPS, whatever, animation. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, so he's locking the gear. We should be on our way here. Just a moment. Leaving DCA 24,000 feet. And let's see if I remember how to fly this thing. I probably don't. Brakes are released. Yeah, Will, isn't that a weird door? It's a door. Let's go ahead and try to start number 2. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm pretty positive here. Yeah, no, we want that. Okay. Let's just try to start 2. I don't know what's going on here. We're going to attempt, like I said, I don't fly this thing, so bear with me, because I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what I'm doing. If you put me in 7.3, as you all know, I can do that very easily, but this is not one of my specialties. Alright, we have ignition on number 2. But up here it's right. Kyler, a Virgin America A319. You can never go wrong with Los Angeles to Las Vegas. That's a great one. Yeah, that's a solid route. I would do that. Nice scenery all the way. Are we almost done pushing here? That's good for me. You can just stop. Waiting for them to let me know I can set the parking brakes. I'm going to put this all the way up at 250. And not on VAT Sim, anything like that. Last thing you want to do is fly a plane you've never flown before. Well, flown like once or twice before on VAT Sim. That's not the best thing to do. Because when they tell you they need you to do something and you can't do it, you look like an idiot. So they are locking the gear. Brakes are set. Let's go ahead and start number 1. You can hear the bleed air and everything cut out. We should be starting to get ignition to number 1, which we are. From what I will say, though, for looking at this aircraft, for 20 bucks, I like it. That's just me. I know a lot of people don't, and a lot of people, you know, to them it's not exactly what they want, and I understand that. If you're looking for a PMDG level aircraft, this is not in any way, shape, or form the aircraft for you. But if you just want a nice aircraft to fly around and you want a decent 175, this probably ain't a bad plane for you. So they're disconnecting. We can turn off the APU bleed. We can just turn off the APU because I have no APU stop button on the one. There is one on the 145, but apparently on the 175 there isn't. We're good there. Taxi lights, put those on. I think that's everything we need. Luckily, I'm somewhat familiar with the 145, as you can check out in one of my earlier videos, the Embraer 145 brake ride. This overhead's pretty much the same difference. It appears to kind of be the same thing. So let's go ahead and select flaps 2. I have no idea what flaps 2 even is. There we go. Flaps 2. Flaps are set 2. I think we're good. Let's go ahead and taxi out. I'm going to taxi all the way down to runway 1. We're just going to taxi via Kilo to Juliet right now is probably what it's going to end up being. So what is this? Mike? We'll take Kilo Mike Juliet. That works for me. The last time I was at DCA, I was on a 175. And we actually went off of runway 33. That was really cool. I could have actually planned for 33 today, but we'll just take runway 1. But yeah, we took off of runway 33. I landed on 33 at DCA. I was on a 145 from Cleveland, and then we took a 175 out of DCA to go to LaGuardia. I gotta do some more real-world flying. I can fly on my off days for free, and I just don't take advantage of it, which I should, because I could actually probably get a lot of cool videos from doing that kind of stuff, so I gotta get into that. But also on my off days, I can sit at home and I can fly on Flight Sim, so what in God's name is this? What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Oh, because I still have my PSA traffic on. Oh, so there's like 6 planes in the flight sim, but what the hell? What is that? It's apparently some sort of CRJ doing God knows what. I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm gonna let that be. I don't know. We're actually gonna cut in front of that and take off because I'm not gonna let whatever that is. I don't know. That's the problem with V4. You get some aircraft that aren't compatible with V4 in your AI traffic, and you get that. Okay, put on our landing lights, taxi lights can come off, strobes can go on. Alright, let's go flying. Takeoff thrust is set. 80 knots. V1. Rotates. V2. I'm afraid to absolutely rip this thing back. Gear up.
Gear up.
Engines are reducing now to climb 1 power. I'm actually going to zoom in a tad more on my map. You can go flaps up. Speeding up to about 215. I really don't want to do any more than 215 right now because of all these twists and turns I got to do here on the departure. So I'm going to pitch up to about to maintain about 215 knots. And then we're just going to pretty much hold there throughout most of this departure. First of all, we're going to climb like a rocket, doing only 215 knots. But then we can also... why is my aircraft not moving along the flight plan here? Is anyone else catching on to this, that my aircraft is not even moving here on the map? Not quite sure what to do with this because my plane isn't moving. So... What do we do with this? It's like updating as we get to every waypoint, which makes absolutely no sense. I'm gonna put this... Does it have to be an FMS, maybe? Is that maybe what it wants? Well, speed's on FMS, that's fine. Just kind of flying along here because my map is not updating me at all. So I'm not quite sure what to do with this. We're on FMS. Does it, like, not have my flight plan in, or... Oh! Okay, now what are we doing? See, this is what happens when you fly a 175 or an aircraft you've never really flown before. This shit happens. I don't know. Am I just the only one noticing that this plane isn't moving on the map? I'm gonna just put this on heading right now, because I don't know what to do with this. What is it doing? What is this thing doing? Look at it. It's not moving. Anybody in the chat here have any sort of idea of what we're doing here? Anyone? Because I don't know what's going on right now. It's not, the moving map is not moving. So I'm just kind of flying into oblivion right now. We can go ahead though and fly south, because that should kind of put us somewhere where we're supposed to be going. So heading. Okay. I want heading. Let's do flight level change. Put the autopilot on. Speed at about 270. Anyone? Anybody have any idea why my map's not moving? While I try to figure this out. Because I got nothing here. So we're not actually moving. My plane's just sitting at each waypoint. Am I the only one that's noticing that my plane isn't moving here? 2992 is set. I guess just activate that. And I'm going to put this on VNav, and I'm going to put this on nav. And maybe it'll do something. I don't know what to do with this. Now it's on LNAV and flight level change, but my map still isn't doing anything. This is my issue I have here. The map isn't moving. Yeah. That's nice. I'm actually lost. I am actually lost. Because if you can see here, this part of the map is moving. This vertical profile part of the map is moving. This part of the map is not. And there's nothing I can do about it. I can't get this to start moving. I can't get my aircraft to move. Nothing's happening. Which is leading me to believe that this is incorrect. There's something legitimately incorrect here because I can't get this map to actually do its job. My aircraft isn't even displayed here. So, yeah. So we're coming up here to 24,000. We're leveling off. And I guess we're going to fly our cruise speed command Mach 0.59, I guess is what they're going to end up doing. So I don't know. Is this one of the things I have to change on here? No, that's doing its own thing, so that's fine. So yeah, we're cruising. I look like an idiot. But I seriously don't know how to, I do not know how to get this map to work correctly. Again, this part of the map is working. This part of the map is not. And I'm starting to really believe it's not the plane now. Because this makes no sense. We want waypoint ident. We want that. There's nothing else there I could possibly use. Yeah, there's nothing here. This map is broken. Unless I'm totally missing something. Unless I am absolutely 100% totally missing something, this map is broken. If any of you have any ideas, let me know. Like I said, I've got nothing, because this makes no sense. This works, but this doesn't. Because this moves. Like I said, my little airplane here it doesn't move. It has absolutely no bearing on where it's going or anything like that. So there's that. So we're trying to fly here without an actual moving map, which is fun. Well, just cruising along with no map. I don't know if there's actually something I need to be doing here that would fix this issue. I doubt there is, though. That's for that. That's not that. That's push to talk. Yeah, that's brightness. Thrust rating, cruise, all that kind of stuff there is fine. My prog page is correct. But I can't get a moving map. Well, this is actually pretty disappointing, but anyways, yeah, this is the 175 for Prepared V4. It is a straight port over from FSX. There's nothing different with it. All these different modes. Oh, HSI. I like that a lot better. So yeah, this is a straight port over from FSX. Nothing has changed. Literally nothing has changed on this aircraft from FSX until now, other than the fact that this aircraft's nav displays are not working. So this is what I'm looking for. Is there something here? What the heck? Hey, I figured it out. Apparently, there's a switch on the FMS that if you hit, it stops your plane from tracking. It just tells you the next position you're flying to. Yeah. So, that appears to be a little bit better. I actually have a moving map now, which means I can fly this aircraft, which is actually quite nice. So we're on our way down to Raleigh now, with some Rex Skyforce outside. It's looking absolutely beautiful. I just love Rex Skyforce so much. So much, I really do. Some nice outside views here of our Embraer E175. Alright, back to the flight deck here. There should be some sort of prog here. We got 178 nautical miles to go. We got 41 minutes until we're on the ground in Raleigh. Yeah, Kyler, the Airsoft A319, again, that's another aircraft I really gave a shot to. I just don't like Airbus in general, so that right there kind of killed it for me. Just it being an Airbus plane, I just don't like it in general. I think a lot of it has to do with the side stick. Like this aircraft here, I don't mind it. I don't care. I'll fly this thing. Embraer, Canadair, Boeing. I'm happy with all of those. Airbus, no. And I think it has a lot to do with the side stick. I just don't like it. I don't like not having some sort of yoke in front of me that allows me to fly the aircraft. To me, that's important. And flying with a side stick is just garbage. But yeah, the A319, I think it's actually under. I don't know if it's underpowered. Is the right word? Would be the right word for the A319. I don't know. It might be the thrust logic in that aircraft that doesn't allow it to actually climb. We're on our way to Melton now. Let's see if it actually put in the expected cross altitudes correctly. I don't know if it did. Between altitudes, so Frazzy is fine. Favco between 12 and 10. That's not right. So I want 10,000 at or above. So I want 10,000 at or above at Favco. Aladdin is going to be at or above 10,000. Actually, what I can do on the previous page, since that's going to be there, I can put in 12,000 below. So it'll put me between 12 and 10 there, which is what we want. And then blinkers 210 knots at 8,000 feet, which they got there. So we can activate that. Let's see if it's changed at all anything on our flight plan here. 39 minutes until we are on the ground in Raleigh. Yeah, Kyler, I'm not a fan of the thrust setting, like clicking to certain spots either. What I will have to say, you know, the CRJ is a lot like that. The CRJ 200, correction, 700, 900. The 200 doesn't have detents. I think you have to pull it back to the actual N1 setting. But the 7 and 9 have the takeoff, go around, climb, and then manual area to actually fly the aircraft. The thing I like about Candid Air and them doing that is you put it into takeoff, go around, you put it into climb thrust, but when you get to cruise, you take it out of climb thrust because you have to manage speed on your own. So you take it out there and you actually just have it in its regular, you know, area there where it has no detents in it, which is nice. And then as you descend, you just pull it back to wherever you need to maintain your speed while you descend, and then when you come around and land. So you really don't touch the detents very much except on takeoff and climb out. That's pretty much it. So that's not too bad, and with it only being detents for takeoff and climb, I don't mind that. That's fine. Because you shouldn't be really messing with the throttles that much anyways. Then the A321. See, I don't know though. I don't know if you can look at that as like a Boeing kind of perspective on the fact that the Airbus probably, the engines are probably just fine to power that Airbus. I'm assuming they are. But their thrust logic, because you know Airbus, all this automation garbage, their thrust logic is probably set up in a certain way to not get the best performance out of the engines, to make them as most economical as possible. And I think by doing that, it makes planes that are not underpowered, and makes the aircraft take a long time to get to cruise. I think that's what it is. I actually don't think it's underpowered, but I just think the thrust logic tries to save the engines too much, which I mean is not a bad thing, but for me as a pilot, meh. And who knows, the Neo could be a little different. The Neo could be better engines. Again, I don't know. All I know is my 737-700 is the best 737 variant design, other than like the 300. But the 700, man, that thing's a rocket. This thing actually didn't seem too bad either. Climbing out, too bad I was trying to figure out why my map was broken on climb out, but who knows. Seems like a nice plane. We'll see what the landing's like. I am enjoying the aircraft right now, though. I think I might actually stream with it again, maybe tomorrow, if I have some time. Now that I know how the map works and I can do a better flight with this. I'm going to leave this up on YouTube. As much as I don't want to, as embarrassing as that is, watching myself attempt to fly this aircraft and be confused. This is probably going to happen to a lot of people when they fly this plane. They're going to try and zoom out on the map and click that button that moves your aircraft to the next waypoint. I don't even know what that is supposed to do. So, I'm going to leave that in if you're watching. Make sure you're not... You have to be on like the inner button on the FMS, the inner scroll wheel on the FMS to actually get the range to move. Because if you don't, you're moving your aircraft. It's almost like stepping it to each waypoint if you want to check your routing, which is nice, but the plane just sits there and you have no idea where you're flying. So, if I was on VATSIM, see, that's why you don't fly on VATSIM. Because if I was on VATSIM with that disaster, could you imagine the radio transmissions I'd be making saying my map is broken? It's bad enough I'm making myself look like a noob on YouTube. But if you do that on VATSIM when there's other people trying to fly and you have ATC trying to tell you which way to fly because you can't get the map working, that looks bad. And that's kind of sad. So, do not fly on VATSIM if you're flying a new aircraft. Don't do it. You look like an idiot and you clog the frequency because you don't know what you're doing. That's my rant for the day. Yes, Kyler, the 700 is by far the best variant of the NGs. I love it so much. I'm so happy Southwest has them. I'm hoping PMDG, this comes up in every one of my streams. PMDG, when you do your split scimitars, you know, sometime soon, you know, please take care of that. That'd be great. We need it badly. Like, very badly. We're about 25 away from our top of descent. We're going to cross South Boston at 280 knots at or below 17,000. Favco below 12,000 at Aladdin, between 12 and 10. That's the plan. We're expecting the ILS runway 5 left approach today. I don't know if I actually have to put anything in my nav radios for this. I don't know if it just kind of populates on its own. We can go to radio. Nav 1 should be 1091. We've got 1091 in there. That sets us up here. We can actually just throw 2200 in our transponder, so it's not 1200. 1091 is going to be the ILS for runway 5 left. Approach course is going to be 52. I don't know if the course is actually going to show up on here or not. Probably not. I'll have to switch this over to VOR localizer mode here once I actually come off of VNav or LNav and actually start flying towards the localizer of the airport. We'll just flip it over, and then I'm pretty sure you can just tune the course there. So not a big deal. Oh, well, it happens every stream. It's just scimitars, you know, whenever you want to release it, that'd be great. It's not like we're waiting for you or anything like that. Minimums today, radio altimeter is going to be 210. 210, so we're on our way down. Altitude 17,000 here. Let's go ahead, set a lower altitude to let this descend. We can just put this down. I think 6,000 was the lowest altitude, or was it 8? 8,000 for now. Quick nugget about this plane. The scroll wheel is extremely slow, so you probably have to use the click spots. Right clicking is up or down 1,000. Left clicking is up or down 100. That actually makes life a lot easier for you. Yeah, Kyler, they were supposed to get more 7 maxes, but they're deferring them all to 8 maxes, which is just gross in my opinion. Then again, I think the 800 max variant is actually powered correctly, so it may not be that bad of an aircraft. They deferred a lot of their 7 maxes to 8, so I think they're only going to get like 15 or 20 7 maxes, that's it. Which is kind of disappointing. It's going to be like the 500 of the fleet. Back when we only had like 23 500s or something like that. It's going to be the same for 7 maxes. Which is disappointing. I understand why they're doing it though. But I wish we still had... I really wish we didn't get 800s. I wish everything was still a 700. There was still Canyon Blue. I essentially don't want the AirTran merge to happen. If I could not have the AirTran merge, still have my Southwest and Canyon Blue, only flying domestically, that would be so beautiful. But that did not happen. So we're hitting our top of descent. I can see this is on V-Alt. So I'm assuming once it hits its actual top of descent, it's going to start descending on its own. I'm assuming I don't have to hit like flight level change or anything like that. We'll see. And there it goes. It's going into V-path, and vertical speed is coming in, which is good. Current weather right now in Raleigh. Winds are 040 at 3, 10 statute miles. Clear skies, temperature 6, dew point -7, altimeter 3052. That is 43 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to be on the ILS 5 left. We're going to Charlie 4. today. Let's see where that is, because that's going to dictate our auto brakes. I think we're just going to end up doing auto brakes too. But let me see where Charlie 4 is. And Charlie 4 is not showing up on my map at all. So in that case, could have swore it said Charlie 4. I'm going to go check on that really quick. Brickyard 45. What were we? 4583 or something? Something like that. History 4538. Charlie 9. I don't know where I got Charlie 4 from. Charlie 9 into Raleigh. So since we're going to Charlie 9, that's actually on the westerly side of the terminal. We don't have to go in the corner, which is nice. We can do auto brakes medium. I'm not going to do high, but I am going to try and get off the runway as soon as I possibly can. Going to be off at Charlie, hopefully. And Charlie's about 4,000 to 5,000 feet down the runway, so we should be able to stop in time. I'm assuming with reverse thrust, we should be good. This is the one nice thing about the E175. You do have that vertical path right here. So I can actually look and see South Boston. I need to be at or below 17, and right now it looks like we're going to hit it pretty much right at 17. Right now it looks like we could be slightly high, but it's going to be below 17,000 feet when I get there. But I can actually watch my vertical profile and make sure that we're actually on the correct profile down. Yeah, Kyler, I wish we went into those states too, like, we're talking about Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota. The only issue with it is, though, is I don't think a lot of airlines actually fly mainline planes into those cities. In, like, all of those states. I think because air travel is so small there, there's really not that big of a market for bigger aircraft. I might be wrong, but I think there's a lot of RJ flying that goes on there, and I think Southwest doesn't want to do it because of the fact they'd be flying a 737 in there with 143 seats, and trying to fill 143 seats out of Montana on a regular basis could actually be difficult. So I think that's why they haven't done it, in all honesty. I think that has a lot to do with it. Why we aren't in Canada, I can't figure that one out either. I don't know if it has anything to do with... I don't know. I actually don't know on that one. Coming through 17,000 here. Well, expecting to cross at 17,000 feet. And you can see the rest of our star. We're just going to make a left turn here, and then we'll be pretty much on a downwind by the time we get to blinker down there. I'll do my best to cut this approach nice and short as well. I do like that the chronometer actually shows up here. That's nice. And it automatically just starts taking time for you when you take off too, which is nice too. I do like that. Looks like we are going to hit South Boston at or below 17,000 feet, which is good. Passing through 17.5, yep, we're going to be right on it. So it's selecting 17,000. I'm assuming as soon as we get past South Boston, this is going to go back to the path. It's going to be leveling off now at 17, and now it's back to V-path, down to Frazee. What can we do at Frazee? Frazee's 12.5-ish, which is good because FAFCA, we need to be between 12 and 10. We also need to be between 12 and 10 at Aladdin, which it looks like we are going to do. Yeah, I know United actually does fly a little bit up there, and I think Allegiant goes up there too. It's like some A320s and maybe MD-80s, I'm assuming. Alaska, I don't think flies mainline up there. There's got to be a reason for that. That's the way I see it. So there's got to be a reason why other airlines, not just Southwest, don't fly larger aircraft up there, and I literally think it's just because the demand isn't there for those type of aircraft. So I think that's why Southwest isn't there. I don't think it's I don't think it's anything other than the fact that they just can't fill that route. So I would like to go up there, though. I think that would be cool. And who knows? They might be able to find some like niche markets up there. But Southwest is going to Payne Field, though. Saw that today. I don't know when. As soon as they finish their terminals. So that's another scenery I'll need to buy. They're over there following. Over there trying to follow Alaska. Got to get the speed brakes up a little bit here. We are actually coming down kind of hot. Really getting those speed brakes up, trying to get us back to 277. Looks like it's working pretty well. Favco, we're gonna hit that. We're good. You can see altitude select, the vertical path altitude select is armed. So I'm assuming once we hit the altitude we're planning to be at a waypoint, it just flips to Vasel, and then it's going to go back to VPath once we actually get past that waypoint and start descending. I think that's how this works. Yeah, so now we're back to VPath down to 10,000 feet. We did hit between 12 and 10 at Favco, and Aladdin is going to be above 10,000, which is good. Current altimeter is 3052. Let's go ahead and set that in 3052. Now it's just going to be a nice little descent down to 10,000 feet, maintaining 277 knots. Flew the Captain Sim 757 yesterday. We did Dulles to Houston. That'll be coming up in a video at some point. I have to edit it still. Friday, there's a good video coming out, and I do want to actually take a second here to thank my friend Jake. He redid my entire channel brand, all my branding and everything everywhere is updated, other than Instagram, because I kind of treat that as my personal Instagram per se. But everything has been updated with my new channel art, and I really do love it, Jake. I really appreciate what you've done. So, thank you so much. I hope you guys really like it. I do. I really, really, really like it. I think it looks cool. And it doesn't look like I'm copying any YouTuber out there, because I'm not trying to. So, I'm glad that it kind of has its own feel to it, and doesn't look like somebody else I've seen on YouTube somewhere else, because that's not what I want to go for at all. So again, I do appreciate you, Jake. Our video coming out Friday, I will thank you in the video there. But Friday will be a pretty good video. It's going to be a 737 video. A plane I actually know how to fly, and a plane that you can sit back, watch, relax, and just, you don't have to sit here with me and be confused about why my map isn't moving. It's an aircraft that, as you guys know, I fly a lot. So there's a lot coming there. I actually do have a lot of videos planned. I have a sheet next to me with all sorts of different routes planned on it. I don't want to give any away right now, but there are, oh gee, I don't know, about 5 or 6 on here, and that's just that I was kind of thinking off the top of my head with. Yeah, there's 6 of them. There are routes that I could either live stream, I could make videos out of. There's a few that have to be videos because they're slightly on the longer side, and I'm not going to do a 4-hour stream. That's a little ridiculous. I do have to put this up in front so I can make sure everything's looking good on my end. Coming up the blinker, and then we're going to be on that downwind for runway 5 left. You can actually see Raleigh right in front of us here. We should be coming back here. I don't think I actually control the speed. I do. That's interesting. I want to put this over on FMS, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to get this speed to actually go
Throttle.
over. No. Yeah, I don't know how to get this to actually flip over to, unless that... Oh. That's how you do it. You just click on the top and it goes to FMS. Okay. That explains how it's done. Learning a little bit here as we fly again. You can literally see this is honestly my first impressions of this aircraft because I don't know what I'm doing. I've never flown this. I think I've flown it once before, and that was many moons ago. It was a stream that was never released for many, many, many reasons. We're going to do, let's do flight level change, and let's go down to, let's see, what's on the ILS here. Initial approach fix is going to be 3,000 feet. That's what we'll do. Level change down to 3,000 here. WEPA's is 2,100. School over here is 3,000. What I might be able to do is just, I'm going to cut it in here. Let's put this down to 3,000. Once we're at 3,000, I'll descend to 2,100 and just cut the approach in and land so we can get on the ground here somewhat quickly. Just using flight level change right now. Still on LNAV path. And I figured out how to switch the speed mode. It's on top. You just click where it says speed right underneath it. You can flip it. I thought it would be kind of down towards here, but it's not. It's towards the top. I'm assuming that's how all this kind of stuff is. Any one of these switches that have like a switch on top of a knob on top of a knob. So like the bottom knob you'd actually move between modes, and then the top knob you'd actually use to scroll. If you have any knobs like that, make sure you click up towards the top. That's the click spot to get them to flip over. And also, don't click on the outside part of the thing here, because if you do that, trying to zoom out and you do that, look at that, you move your plane to the next waypoint, which is not helpful at all. I don't even know what, again, I don't know what that mode does. I don't even know what that's for. It's awful. Rally's just off our left there. I'm going to set this up here for the approach. Do about 150 on the heading. That'll be our base turn to final will be 150. What is cool though, this plane actually did literally just drop today. It dropped like a few hours ago. I was going on to get, what was I going to do? Oh, I bought Miami V4 because I need Miami V4 for some upcoming videos, and I saw this on SimArc and I'm like, oh, it's right there. So I bought it. For 20 bucks though, it's not bad. I don't mind. So this is on roll mode, which means it's just gonna keep it nice and level for me here until we actually get towards WEPA's, and then we can make that left turn. I do want this thing to descend a little bit faster. Come on, speed brake. Give me a little speed brake here, get me down to 3,000. We can check out the wing view. You know, quality FS 2004 textures. That's quality right there. And let's go to heading mode. It's 1,000 to go. Let's set this down to 2,100 feet. Put this into manual mode. Come back to about 220. Another slight issue I have here, I actually don't know what the speeds are for my flaps. I don't know what the max extended speed is for most of these things, so we'll see what happens here. But right now we can switch this over to VOR localizer. Course is going to be 52. Put that over the VOR localizer, course 52. And then from there we can arm nav. Approach 1 only, that's fine. Localizer is armed. Let's go ahead and keep the turn coming in here. Go to about due east. I'm assuming we can drop flaps 1. I'm assuming we can. And I really don't know what the speeds are for these. So there's really no speed markings anywhere. So, oh, here we go. Flaps 2 is 215. I see, they're right here. Let's slow back to 200 knots. We could drop flaps 2 once we're there. The localizer should be capturing here. We should be turning here any moment now. I'm waiting to see if we actually do start turning. And we do. There's the localizer. Is it going to do the usual FSX? Oh yeah, it's going to fly us right through that localizer. This is also the issue with the CRJ. It just does not, the localizer doesn't capture. Brandon, I have something called ChasePlane, where I can go ahead and set up different camera views, from the flight deck to the outside views, and I just set up the right seat view in this aircraft because I should not be touching this aircraft. I should be nowhere near the left seat in this aircraft, let's put it that way. So I put myself in the right seat because I am a newbie at this aircraft, and I know I'm supposed to check what my V-speed is. I don't know, I'm going to do 140. At this point, I don't care. So we're going to do about 140 knots on final. Let's see what, if I can, 165 is full. So 3 is 200. Let's take the autopilot out.
Autopilot. Autopilot. Throttle.
Throttle's off, so it's all me now. I'm also going to take off the flight director because I don't like it. Flaps 3, gear down. Flaps 4. We can just drop flaps full now. Speed brakes are armed. Flaps are full. And we're on approach. Gears all down. We are on medium auto brakes. And here goes nothing. Sandro, I just went to Avsim to get the livery for this aircraft. As stated before in the video, I don't know if you're here in the beginning. This livery, there are no liveries out for prepared V4 in this aircraft because, like I said, it dropped today. You can use the liveries for that work with FSX. It's straight up a model port over, so you can just use FSX liveries on this thing. It's fine. So if you just look up Feelthere-Wilco E175 on Avsim in the repaint section, you'll find all sorts of repaints. They all work on this aircraft for V4. They also work on the FSX one too. So whatever Embraer E-Jet you have, they all work. Sorry if you can hear my yoke in the background. It's a little squeaky. It's pretty old.
$500.
That's checked.
Approaching minimums. Glide slope minimums. Minimums. Glide slope 200. Glide slope.
Thank you.
100.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Welcome to Raleigh. Knots.
Auto brake.
Auto brakes are off. Manual braking.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we...
And we're in Raleigh. Let's go ahead and get those flaps up.
Your flight was pleasant.
Speed brakes are down. We're going to start the AP while we're here. We can actually turn on to just, we can go on the Foxtrot. It's fine. Making that turn here. let us go ahead and start the APU. Strobes can come off, taxi lights can come on, landing lights can go off. We are going to Charlie 9. Let's have GSX break the frames here. No, Brandon, I'm not on VATSIM. This was actually my first time flying this plane, so usually if it's going to be my first few times flying an aircraft, I stay away from VATSIM because I need to make sure when I go on there I can actually follow the controller's instructions. You know, if they really need some things, and I know how to actually operate the aircraft correctly, so I'm not on VATSIM. I might be on VATSIM with this aircraft shortly. But usually not on streams either. Streams, I usually kind of keep it chill, relax. I don't fly on VATSIM just because I like to hang out with you guys, talk with you guys, and I don't want to be sitting here trying to listen to a radio the whole time, you know? What line? I'm assuming this one. And the marshaller is inside the building. Let's see how we're doing. A little bit to the right. And we'll stop on the second line. Boom. APU is started. Parking brakes are set. Let's go ahead and kill the engines. Engines are coming off. Beacon light off. Got to turn those taxi lights off. Fast seatbelt sign is off. We can go ahead, turn on the APU bleed. And we made it. I think we're good here. I don't think there's really much of anything else I need to do here. I think we're fine. I don't know. I'll check out the overhead in a little bit. And all that stuff's going to come up. There we go. Alright. Well, I think that's actually going to do it, guys. We made it, even though it's kind of... Even though it was an interesting flight. It was an interesting flight, to say the least. We made it. And, yeah. So, there you go. This video will be up on YouTube a little bit later if you did miss the beginning. You missed the shenanigans at the beginning, which were just an absolute joy. You'll enjoy laughing at me in those. Yeah, this is the Embraer E175 for Prepared V4, just a port over from FSX. You can totally tell. But I did enjoy flying the aircraft. I actually learned quite a bit about flying this aircraft here. Oh, Shifty opens up both doors. But yeah, like as stated, it's just a port over. There's really nothing brand new with it, and it's 20 bucks. So if you have the money, I'd say go for it. It's a fun aircraft to fly. There's a lot of routes you can do with it. If you don't have the money, then, you know, I don't know if this is necessarily something you'd sit back and really save up for, but I enjoyed flying it. It's a fun aircraft to fly. I'm going to learn more and more about it as we keep going, and I think we're going to see a lot more 175 streams if I can figure this plane out. It runs absolutely spectacular. Absolutely no frame loss with this aircraft, and I went an entire stream without, well, actually a second stream without any issues here. So, again, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.